Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com, and in this video we're looking at some brand new Nomos watches from their Club Campus collection with these new dial colors, one in coral and one in green. So if you're new to this channel and new to what's going on here, this is where we review watches that are available for purchase on our website, TeddyBaldassarre.com, as an authorized dealer. So in this video, deep dive on these timepieces, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout the video, if you have more questions or want to purchase the watch, a link will be in the description down below to the product page where you can do that. But guys, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at these new Nomos watches. So today we're gonna be taking a look at the entry-level position watches from a German brand known as Nomos, a brand that was founded back in Glashütte in 1990, only 2 months after the fall of the Berlin Wall. And as a bit of background, Nomos in its early years built watches using off-the-shelf Swiss calibers before later going in-house in 2005 after third-party movement supply from ETA became an insurmountable challenge. In the modern context, most enthusiasts know Nomos for time-only dress-oriented watches like the Tangente, Orion, and Ludwig, though the brand in recent years has experimented with more casual designs. And in 2017, Nomos released the Club Campus collection as a move to emphasize a sportier package at a new entry-level price point for the brand around $1,500, and surprisingly has still remained relatively close to that same price. With 100 meters of water resistance and a variety of dial colors and case sizes, the Club Campus offers arguably the most versatility of any Nomos watch. In this video, we'll take a closer look at two new striking dial color variants from the Club Campus family, known as the Electric Green and Cream Coral variants. So starting with the conversation on the case and wearing experience presented by these new watches. It's important to note the Club Campus family, including these new dial colors, is available in either 36mm or a larger 38mm option. For the purpose of this video, we'll stick to the 36mm option as I feel it's the size that will probably suit a greater amount of enthusiasts out there. Now, despite 36mm being a small metric, especially for the modern standards of watches in the market at large, the overall wearing experience here is slightly larger than you might expect thanks to the prominent and proportionally long lugs, which measure around 46.5mm from that lug tip to lug tip. That metric, combined with the impact of these being brighter dial executions, helped this watch wear closer to 37.5mm in my opinion, if not 38mm. If you're somewhere on the smaller to medium end of the wrist side spectrum, I would go for the 36mm option, and then if you're somebody that wants something to the larger end, go with the 38mm option for it to wear closer to a 40mm case size. Also factoring in here that the watches are going to be very thin at 8.2mm in thickness, one of the added benefits of these watches, especially when you factor in the water resistance rating of 100 meters. Both of these new dial options lean into a gray suede strap set between 18mm lugs. Like everything else Nomos does, is handmade in Germany, breaking in nicely and presenting a comfortable wearing experience on the wrist. The strap length is on the shorter side if you go for the 36mm option, so fair warning for those that are on the larger end of the spectrum trying to pull off this size. You might have to opt for a third-party option or can opt for a bracelet. However, you will be paying $260 more for that as a result. In case you do have a medium-sized wrist and these straps don't work for you, feel free to use Club Campus 2023 at checkout so you can get a free strap with your purchase on our site. That will only be available for a limited time, so definitely act fast if you do want to take advantage of that. Simply add the strap, add the watch to your cart, and with that code, you'll be good to go. Moving into case finishing, the Club Campus leans into high polish on nearly every surface, including the screw-down case back and push-pull crown. With understated angles at the lugs and a rounded, sculpted bezel, the Club Campus case presents one of the brand's key design principles. Keeping the theme and adding some durability, the Club Campus also relies on a simple, slightly domed sapphire crystal to offer a classic silhouette at every angle while helping to showcase these dials. Now, before digging into these new colors, the universal hallmark of the Club Campus design is here, with the reverse California dial characterized by Roman numeral markers on the lower half of the dial and traditional Arabic numerals on top. In the Club Campus's case, only the even hour positions are executed in the reverse Cali format, with the simple rectangular indicators elsewhere, with all containing luminescent material that flows adequately in practice while not being excessively impressive in this arena. At the dial outskirts, a minute track is punctuated at every 5-minute positions with tiny numerical markers printed in white. And while this general design layout has been established since the original Club Campus releases in 2017, these variants, of course, distinguish themselves with their striking new colors, with both the electric green and cream coral leaning into matte executions for their arresting pastel shades. Time telling is managed by simple pencil hands, also filled with lume. At 12, we have the traditional Nomos signature with a recessed small second sub-register that is intriguingly equipped with its own tiny hand in a vibrant shade of orange that somehow doesn't clash with either of the dial colors, even though it feels like it maybe should. But ultimately, what makes these even more compelling is the approach to price, as I think some collectors are less willing to buy something with daring colors as the price ascends, whereas something in this price range might serve as a fun summer watch for someone who appreciates an eye-catching pop of color. As is the case with much of Nomos' modern collection, the biggest move on offer here is the inclusion of their in-house caliber at the price point, where they typically just don't take place in a European context. Now, before 2005, a watch like this from Nomos would have utilized the Pizou 7001, a well-regarded ETA-made hand-wound caliber that has been around for 40 plus years. But where ETA's supply channels have began to exhibit some inconsistencies, Nomos was forced in making a decision that would prove incredibly impactful for the brand going forward: cap production overall, or invest the millions of dollars required to start developing movements in-house. Since we are in 2023, the end of this story is with no surprise, as the brand now produces over a dozen manufactured calibers, with the Alpha Manual being the first step into that arena. The Alpha Manual, unlike their other calibers, is not independent from inspiration, as it was developed to replace the ETA Pizou 7001, following the familiar architecture but being produced by Nomos within their facility in order to take ownership over the manufacturing process. Like its point of inspiration, it is incredibly slim, coming in at only 2.6 millimeters, a principal reason for the svelte case dimensions we often see from Nomos. In the case of the Club Campuses on display for this video, they do not have an exhibition case back, but generally speaking, the Alpha caliber is known for its higher level of decoration, including glasuta waves across the surfaces, blued screws, and rhodium-plated surfaces, in addition to other well-done decoration techniques for the price range. In terms of general specifications for the Alpha Manual, it operates at 21,600 vibrations per hour, 3 Hz. It does feature hacking and has a power reserve of 43 hours. And speaking anecdotally to accuracy when testing these watches across 5 different positions, for the electric green dial variant, it was running at -7 to +3 seconds a day, and the cream coral measured at -6 to -4 seconds a day. So now to unpack looking at these Nomos Club Campus models. First, let's look at some of the cons, then we'll talk about the pros. So cons in general is just going to come down to trying to pinpoint what is the right size for you. The longer silhouette makes all of their watches wear probably, at least in the case of the Club Campus, about 1 millimeter or so larger than what the case size might indicate. So I would say these were like a 37, so just understand what that is going to have in terms of implications on wear. And then another point that I would just mention is going to be just the colorful array. Might be a little loud for some, but that more is just a subjective point than it is anything else. Now shifting over to the pros, I think when you're looking at the Nomos Club Campus, as you started to look around the rest of the market and see the increasing prices that are happening as of late especially, it's made these watches almost more compelling than they've almost ever been. With a watch that is now retailing for around $1,500, $1,600, these are some of the best value, I believe, for an everyday style watch in all of watchmaking, let alone German watchmaking. You're getting an in-house movement on the inside that looks the part. For where it sits within the marketplace itself is exceptional. Many different dial colors to choose from. You have some different size options available to you, and 100 meters of water resistance, while if you go for one of the restrained options, you can get a lot of day-to-day versatility in the process. I'm a big fan of Nomos Club Campus Collection. I think it provides a great door into the world of Nomos for the first time, and if you're not trying to spend an arm and a leg for a great made watch with some in-house capabilities and functions, the Club Campus should absolutely be on a short list if the design style from Nomos speaks to you. But all right, guys, thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Really would appreciate that. And also, if you're in the market for this watch, it is available on TeddyBaldassarre.com. TeddyBaldassarre.com is an authorized dealer of 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. And in addition to that, how we're able to create all this content is through selling watches. So we really would love to have your business. We know you can buy a watch anywhere, but again, it really allows us to continue to bring great content like this here and on our main channel. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. watching, be well, and I will see you all very soon.